Hey y'all, and welcome back to Young Misses. So that is the end of our Trying to Conceive throwback series. By this point that you all should be all caught up with all those videos from last year that I just either didn't get a chance to post or just really felt like needed to be reiterated. So now we should all be caught up on the process. This video is really just going to be about bridging some of those gaps, answering some of those questions that could have came from some of those videos, because some of the videos did not necessarily get a proper ending, especially the adoption video when we were talking about whether or not we wanted to adopt. If you haven't seen that yet, a part of that series, make sure that you check that out and any other videos in the series, because from this point forward we're going to be doing current videos. Well, you know, as current as possible. So make sure that you guys, you know, watch that series. Make sure you watch those videos. At this point, hubby and I have been trying to get pregnant for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years now. We had our miscarriage 2 years ago, like right after we started trying to get pregnant, and we've been trying ever since. However, we've been having unprotected, you know, sex for at least what, almost 3 years now. So more like I took birth control for a short period. It was something else, and I decided to stop, not only for physical reasons, just I didn't like the way that it made me feel, but also for spiritual reasons. You know, I realized, you know, God will provide no matter what happens. If it's God's will for me to get pregnant, I'm gonna get pregnant anyway. So that was when I got off of birth control. But we really started, you know what, we want to have a kid, we want to start having kids, we want to start growing our family about 2 years ago. So but anyway, let me not get y'all any more confused. So medically, once like a year has passed and you haven't gotten pregnant, they're kind of looking like, what's going on? So we went to the doctor last year several times. I had a bunch of tests done. I had an HSG done, and you know, everything checked out. Everything was looking fine. All my numbers were good, and there was nothing to be concerned about. So the doctor had my husband do a semen analysis, and you know, the test that came back, his results were good, like when it came to like the count, morphology, all that stuff. The only thing was the motility. The motility is low, like it is beyond the percentage that they want. So the next step that the doctor gave us was to do an IUI, and that was kind of where we left off in terms of all the medical stuff, was that referral from the doctor saying for us to get an IUI. So after that, you know, hubby and I just started focusing on, you know, trying other things like pre-seed, taking vitamins, stuff that might help with, like, you know, the sperm health and everything. We tried stuff like that, and then we ended up having somebody approach us, just randomly up out of nowhere. Somebody approached us about adopting, and that kind of brought like this new way for us to look at it. We were like, you know, do we want to adopt? Is this something that we want to do? Is this a step we want to go to? We decided we do want to adopt. We just don't necessarily know if that's going to be the first child that we have is going to be an adopted child, if that makes sense. Preferably we would like to, you know, have our first child, you know, birthed, you know, by me, and then, you know, adopt at a later time. That is a subject that we have talked about extensively, and we both do desire to do that someday. Now, the whole thing when we were approached about it was, do you want to do it like, you know, in 8 or 9 months, because this chick is pregnant. So you all probably had a lot of questions after that video, and I want to go ahead and answer them now. Basically, we never heard back. So I guess she decided to keep the baby. I'm not entirely sure. She's a friend of a friend, so we don't even speak like that. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know how far along she is at this point. I don't know what she's decided to do. Nobody ever followed up with us. I believe we gave her my husband's number. We gave her our phone number or something, and nobody ever reached out to us. So at this point, that looks like that is a dead end. So we're not even going to focus on that right now. We're back to focusing on our natural conception, or, you know, starting to go down a medical path. Now, that is going to be next, pretty much. We actually had a meeting last week that we are excited to talk with you all about. We vlogged during that experience. I'm not going to get into detail right now because this is going to make this video super long and it's a whole nother vlog that we did. But make sure that you have clicked the subscribe button and make sure you click the bell button so that you can receive a notification, because that's going to be talking about where we're going next. I'm trying to think of any other questions that might arise from some of the other videos. Most of the other videos were just Clomid, symptoms, 2-week wait, HSG. I already talked to you all about the HSG. That should be clear. Basically, the doctor ordered the HSG as one of the fertility tests because they need to check that stuff to make sure that I'm able to get pregnant, that I'm able to, you know, have a child. Now, since I've gotten pregnant before, the doctor was just kind of like, I mean, you've gotten pregnant before, so don't really think there's anything stopping you from it, but they had to check my tubes and everything. So that was what the HSG was about. When it comes to Clomid, that's still something that we're not sure about because the doctor told us technically we don't need it because I ovulate naturally. I don't have any trouble ovulating, and that's supposedly what the Clomid is for. But when it comes to going on a medical route and having to go from meeting with a OBGYN to meeting with a fertility specialist, then they have some kind of different stuff going on. So there's actually some more things. I'm trying not to go into detail about what's happening next. There's some more things that are going to have to happen before the jury is out on that one. So when it comes to Clomid, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say we'll see, wait and see, watch and see. We'll see what happens next with that. What else do we do? Live pregnancy test, ovulation kits. Hubby and I have finally mastered ovulation kits, so bless the Lord for that. What other questions could there be? So where are we now? Waiting on the Lord, trusting in God, and going ahead and starting to take steps towards some things, putting some work behind our faith, which you all will see about soon. But okay, so I think that's really the only bridges that needed to be like the only gaps that needed to be bridged over. I think the whole adoption thing was like the biggest question, because it was like, whoa, what's going on? Like literally it just kind of stopped. The vlog kind of stopped in the middle of everything, but that's because we never heard back. So that's a no-go for now. So other than that, I can't really think of any other questions that arose or were really prominent after those videos. If you have any other questions, please make sure you comment below. When I make videos trying to fill in the gaps and bridge the gaps, fillers and all that stuff, it's important that, you know, I'm able to use those questions that you all have. So if you have any questions, anything you want to know, make sure that you comment below. You can also find out a lot about our TTC journey if you look at the TTC tag that I did. So I'm gonna try to link to that below, or if not, it should be if you search on YouTube # Young Mrs. TTC vlog, you can find it on there, or if you just go to my page, you can find it on the TTC playlist. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. I'm not trying to yabber all day. So y'all have an absolutely blessed and wonderful day. Just remember, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Lord willing, I will see y'all next time.